Now we've got more news coming through as we welcome you back, viewers. Even as China has officially denied direct arms deals, many have questioned its role amid Iran's defensive rebuilding of air and missile defense. And in the face of US-Israel war, Iran's capabilities still rely heavily on domestic adaptation and other partners like Russia. And according to the intelligence note accessed exclusively by News18, much of the Chinese cooperation involves components, access or negotiations rather than confirmed large-scale deliveries due to sanctions and geopolitical risks. I'll just go walk out to Akanksha joining us with more, and then we'll walk back as Tom Cooper and Adrian Fontanellas are with us. Ambassador Meera Shankar also with us. Yes.
So I'm just getting in these inputs, which I'm going to read out to the viewers. CM-302 supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles, which is an export variant of China's YJ-12, was in fact shared with Iran, primarily used as a carrier killer or high-speed anti-ship weapon to target large naval vessels. This could very well be the technology that they are deploying right now in the Strait of Hormuz, Anand, including aircraft carriers, destroyers and other warships. Negotiations, in fact, happened last year. And 500 kgs of warhead, sea skimming. These missiles are, in fact, 290 to 460 kilometers in range. They were all sent off to Iran. This represents one of the most advanced systems potentially transferred recently, enhancing Iran's ability to threaten naval forces, US carriers in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz. That is the technology that they are deploying right now. And so,
are they really deploying that technology? That's one question. The Chinese have supplied this is one aspect.
But they are able to destroy the vessels, which is why a lot of conversations are now revolving around how the entire conflict could also, if not move, but expand over to the Strait of Hormuz as well.
Well, Strait of Hormuz, it's already moved. Let's try and understand this. Do the Chinese have that kind of capability to be able to give something like this to the Iranians? Do they already have that technology, Tom? Or is it that this was promised, but it's not yet with the Iranians? Because the tankers that they've downed, they don't seem to have used any of the Chinese warheads.
The point is this: cooperation between Iran and China is organized in a fashion in which it is easily deniable. It is not typical cooperation where Iranian delegation travels to Beijing, says, hello, please give me this, this and this, and 5 kilograms of this and 6 of this, and then the Chinese are delivering. It works differently. I'm currently working on a related book, and that's why I have run a number of interviews with involved people. It works so. In China, there are companies or corporations, big corporations, like Polygroup, and they are offering different products around the world. In the case of Iranians can offer not only money in exchange, and not only lots of money, but also lots of know-how, recent combat experience. Therefore, Polygroup went as far as to put the Iranians in touch with the 14th Institute of Technologies. This is the leading research and development body in China in regards of electronic systems, radars, guidance systems, missiles, and so on and so on. So there is a cooperation where the Iranians go to China, say, hello, we would like to have this and this kind of missile. The Chinese develop this for the Iranians, prepare all the technical documentation, all the technical specifications, send this to Iran. If necessary, they add also the tools for production. And if necessary, if the Iranians want them to do so, sometimes yes, sometimes not, depends on the type and project, they also deliver the entire factory constructed in Iran and then help the Iranians set up the production.
Wow, that's the level of, and you agree with Tom, Adrian, is that the level of intensity with which or involvement with which China is participating with the Iranians, saying, okay, you want this, I'll develop this and I'll come to you and I'll help you even manufacture it, set up the installation and manufacture it.
Absolutely. It is both very important and at the same time extremely discreet. And therefore, Iranian technological capabilities shall not be underestimated.
Technological shall not be underestimated. But we are told, can you really trust Chinese equipment? Because the Pakistanis saw that their equipment failed against India in Operation Sindoor. We also have confirmation that the CCTV cameras were actually hacked. The CCTV cameras that line the Iranian streets, they were actually hacked by the Israeli. And that's how they were able to track the movement of the Khamenei and some of the key leaders before they were bombed. So can I really trust Chinese equipment? Multiple times, Chinese equipment seems to have failed. It was the JF-15 that stalled and did not know what to do, and they just dropped on our skies when it was launched by the Pakistanis.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Before World War II, everybody was underestimated Japanese technology because back at the time, most racism was prevalent, and you couldn't imagine an Asian able to do better than creating a pole and outdated copy of some Western equipment. And then everybody was shocked with equipment such as the Japanese Zero fighters, which shut down American-made aircraft in growth. So I think it would be not a good idea to underestimate Chinese technology.
Yeah, but we have one confirmation, viewers, that the Chinese are giving real-time intelligence support. They did that with the Pakistanis, and they also did that with the Iranians.
As expected.
As expected. Ambassador Meera Shankar with us. Ambassador Meera Shankar, your thoughts on trusting China, on the involvement, level of involvement of China acting from the shadows in this conflict?
Look, for China, Iran has been a major strategic partner in the Gulf. After the rest of the world was adhering to sanctions, it really pushed Iran very much into the Chinese lap. So they are the major economic partner of Iran, they are the major strategic partner of Iran. And while in this conflict, publicly they are taking a somewhat circumspect stance, they have been traditionally the major strategic partner of Iran. And I'm sure that that role continues in some guise or the other. And clearly what you said, targeting information or targeting intelligence was shared by China with Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. And I guess that it must be shared with Iran also during this conflict. Otherwise, they have tended to look at providing dual-use capabilities, components, and technologies rather than a stream, a pipeline of weapons per se. So it is a strong strategic partnership. But as I said, in public, the Chinese are being circumspect. What they are doing behind the scenes, I think we can guess. But evidence, I think, right now is not very solid.
So I'm just walking across.